Mic check, mic check. Just want to make sure this is all working. Probably not working. I wonder how. Let's see. Save that. Alright, just doing a quick mic check, make sure it's working. Yeah, thanks for that. Just trying to get this live stream stuff configured. Like, I don't do as much scripting these days. I figure when I do, maybe I can share a little bit. I'm not quite sure even what I want to work on. Usually when I got now 2 audio feeds, just a sec. I'm pretty shit at this. Yeah, sometimes just log on and then see what I want to do, what I have the stomach for doing. Is at this point, I can't do those long sessions that I used to. Just I just can't physically. What was I working on? I had those. Where's my little to-do list? I had a little to-do list up. There it is. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. I have some whitelist slots to fix up. Some revive stuff, mainly to do with player-controlled AI. Some Zeus improvements to do. Basically, so when you place down a squad as Zeus, they're not like super soldiers. Like in general, when you like in vanilla, if you just put down AI squads, like they're gonna have pretty high accuracy compared to server spawned ones. Partly because the Zeus, like their CPU, isn't working as hard as the servers is, so the AI is going to be a bit better, just purely for that. So we have to reduce the accuracy of those Zeus spawned AI a little bit, just to make them more consistent with what's on the server. I was going to look at some towing, just with the new towing commands that are in the game. I think they're quite interesting, but also maybe a bit limited and a bit too late. Like there's, we sort of got towing to a reasonable place with mods, like the advanced towing mods. Like this isn't doing anything that stuff can't do. I had some bugs with those AI medics were just like standing around, not actually going into animations. One sec. It's recommending a higher bit rate. 4500. There, we'll give it 46. Be happy. Just YouTube video stuff. I'm gonna close some of this too. We get our thing back open. And our little notepad. So yeah, actually maybe I can check this one now. It's just something to look at, I suppose. So what do I need to do? I need to open the server and actually launch our server just to see what happens. It's weird, like on the servers I don't see players destroying the MG towers. I just can't figure out why not. Because they're not invincible. Doesn't look like. You know, there's this right here. The allowed damage false. But that's for this stuff here, the stuff that spawns on the tower. Anyway, it looks like our server's coming up. Let's jump on over there. See what we can do. Hopefully it's configured properly. There she is. Good. Yep, looking up in the air as usual. Okay. Now the issue was, let's just teleport ourselves somewhere out of the way, over here maybe. This spot will do. Let's give ourselves some AI. Um, 34. Stop. Just gonna stop this one and change the bitrate. That's what it seems to want. Okay, let's see if this works better. Hopefully it works better. Now I wonder why. I guess the microphone is working. I hate all this microphone channel shit. Oh my god. Oh, it seems to be working. So let's just leave it. Alright. So here we are here. We'll give ourselves a couple AI medics. So I got a couple AI medics. Now we'll put down a wounded guy. Right there. How do we do this again? That one? Yeah. So he's wounded, our medic's going up. Now is he going to, see he's just standing there, he's just standing there where he should be healing. He's healing the guy, but he doesn't actually do the animation. I have a feeling that's just a server issue, like if you're also the host, then the broadcast animation isn't broadcast to you or something like that. I don't know. It's not a huge deal, it just isn't nice to look at, I guess. Alright, so that's not a massive thing to think about. MG towers, let's see if they're actually destructible. See if we can find one. Is there an MG tower here? Or maybe. I can't see it. There it is. Gotcha. Alright, so I want this to be destructible. So we're gonna try blowing it up. Explosives. Do some large IEDs, huh? Yeah, that works. There's no players in the area. Those are not simulated. So when you simulate them, okay, good. They fall to the ground. Looks good. Looks good. No issues there. So I'll mark this one as done. APS difficulty, I don't know. Yeah, medics, no animations. That's a low priority. Zeus helper thread. I think I've already done some stuff on this. I guess there's one way to find out though. So we'll spawn our injured guy. And now I'll just spawn a combat lifesaver. Zeus. See what he does. You do anything? Closer? Nothing? I know. I'm pretty sure this will work if we just remote control him. So now if I remote control him, can't find the guy. There he is. Remote control him and should be able to, if I get lucky. What I want to do. I want to do this one. Right now, I've made a change so that, well, the issue was that when server pops low, the enemy UAVs are just a bit too destructive. They can just drop bombs over and over. And that's not what their intention was. Their intention was like a intel collection for the enemy, so their ground crew would be able to decide what to attack and where. They weren't meant primarily as like a bomb dropping platform. I do like that they do that, but when the server is low pop, maybe they shouldn't be doing that. So we're gonna go in and see what we can do. We'll get out of the server for this one. Actually, no, we can stay in the server. Just takes a bit more work. Where's the file? Our UAV file spawner is here. Just gotta remember what the flow here is. So this is our this here is the one we want to. One sec, that's not right. Clear that. So this is the baby drone here, and then this is the bigger one. The scope here doesn't differentiate, and it must start. Oh, it must start to differentiate somewhere down here. So here we go. Right down here is what we want. Set feature type, that's fine. Vehicle flying height. Add event handler fired, so we got our loadouts. What I might do is split this one. If we get an all players count up here somewhere, no. If count all players, I don't know what the cutoff should be. 15? Go 15. Less than or equal to 15, then else, then we do our normal thing. We may also want to take it out of the CAS, enemy CAS provider. Support provider Intel. So, what's the best way to do this? So these are the two armed ones. Maybe we should put this line up there instead. But we do have to figure out what this script is doing again to the UAVs, because we don't want to take the bombs off and then have this script put the bombs on again. You know what? I'm just going to be lazy. If count all players less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to 15, then execute that. And then we'll duplicate because we're lazy at the moment, and this isn't really a big deal. And then, so greater than or equal to 15, it's going to be a CAS provider, or less than 15 is going to be just an Intel provider. So count all players less than 15. No, that's also not right. I'm just stupid. Yeah. So we'll do greater than or equal to 15 for that one again. Just sanity check this. Greater than 15, and then now in here we'll take the bombs off it. Now I have to remember what to do, what commands to use. So we'll go to our scripting commands page. Actually, this is again pretty stupid because we have a function which already takes care of some of this stuff. So we'll go down to our vehicle loadouts function. Prepare pylons. So we have this bit of code right here. So we're going to take this, and I just want to see it working. So I'm going to spawn a something here, spawn a drone. Hope it doesn't freak out. Get his fuel, lock it, whatever. It's got his bombs. Just hope it doesn't look at me and drop the bombs here. So I'm just gonna execute something. Hopefully make it. What do we get? Cursor object. Get pylon magazines. Cursor object. That did nothing. Remove weapon global. Pylon weapon. Get pylon magazines cursor object. It should do something. Maybe if we take control of it, it just won't do anything now. Like it won't have any weapons. Take. This is slightly. There's our gunner. Still has the bombs. So that bit didn't work. We'll come down here. It's like the remove magazine turret command. I just am a little bit lazy with finding it. Set pylon loadout. I thought there was a way to do something like this, like set pylon loadout and then nothing. For each. Set pylon loadout X for each. Just a lot of faffing around. Alright, this might be it here. Cursor object, so we're just gonna try. No, this is it here. We'll try this. Except we'll get rid of the stuff in there. Cursor object. Set Pylon loadout, and then we'll get rid of all this stuff in here. I think it might just be. Now I have to remember the magazine turret for the bomb. This is what I didn't want to do. Maybe weapons turret. Weapons. Remove. I just want to quickly, easily remove the weapons from this vehicle. And it's not lending itself to a quick, easy removal. Remove weapon. Remove weapon turret. This is the one we want. Weapon name. What's the weapon name that it has? We're gonna have to look in the config viewer for this one. O UAV T UAV. We might already have it open here. Yeah, okay, here she is. So we'll come down, we'll find weapon. What weapons does it have? Weapons? Yeah, I didn't think so. Turrets. What we got in here? Main turret. Laser designator, that's not what we want. Where is the bomb? I wonder if I just get rid of this one. Spawn in the type that I need. Where is the class name? Back in here. Here. So we will spawn in the exact class that we need. Distance 20 and 0. There is the one we want. Not that stupid bomb one. So we'll try this stuff again. Prepare pylons. Cursor object X. For each pylon magazine's this. Let's see if we can just do it easily, yeah? I just want easy fixes at this point. Just not working. This, remove weapon global, get pylon magazines this, cursor object call, prepare pylons. Ay ay ay. That which was supposed to be easy. Get a crew in there so I can control it. There we got our crew. Now what weapons does he have? Turret control. Is this it? No weapon switching. So he can turn on his laser designator. But he can't do anything else. That looks good to me. So all he's got is a laser designator. Let's just do like, you know, let's put him up there, huh? Oh look, Georgetown. Alright. So it looks like he's got stuff on his wings. But if I do like manual fire, there's no. All he's got is the laser designator, which is perfect. That's what I want. Now I want to try rearming him just to see what like the set vehicle ammo thing does. Just in case like when that gets executed, does it give him like bombs and shit? Or missiles, so we're just gonna try. For each all units UAV. Execute that. See what he's got. Still no weapon switching. I like vehicle. Alright. So after 25 minutes of fucking around, for some reason this stream is like, I don't know, maybe my internet just sucks. After 25 minutes of fucking around, the get text X for each get Pylon Magazine's vehicle. We'll put a note here for people. Bombs removed for low pop server situations to reduce GPU spam. Also removed from AI CAS support provider network. Alright, that is something. So we got this. That one looks like it's, I mean, it's not tested, but it's pretty simple to look and say that it'll work. So I shouldn't need to test this bit. This bit's important here too, or else it's added back. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Make sure nothing else is happening here. Alright, that's one fixed. Let's see if we can see it on the server, just to see what I'm talking about. On like a live server with people. So we'll go to internet, hopefully. Hopefully internet works. Where is my direct? No, I don't want direct. I just want servers. Come on, Arma, don't do this. Servers, internet, filter. And then we'll just get going, huh? Or nothing can come up. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, this is a perfect example actually. If we go into this server, and then we'll take a look at the enemy UAV flying around bombing people. There's some familiar faces. Cool. 62 megabyte download. That's that. Alright, so we took care of the UAV bomb one. MG towers look like they're destructible. Zeus medic stuff. I gotta review whether that's fixed in the dev build. AI units despawn when their squad leaders go incapacitated. That's not fun. They should be reviving their squad leader instead. So we'll look at that. Won't take that one off. We'll improve the slot whitelisting because the whitelist, as it was done in the initial roles menu, didn't pan out. It was just too complicated, and would probably take a long time to fix to make it work as it was intended. But there's an easy workaround, just creating another role with the same name and just slapping a whitelist label on it. That's easy enough. AI medics, no animation. I don't feel like doing that one because that's some multiplayer junk. Like you gotta test how it looks on different machines and stuff. Not fun. Different on TeamSpeak. I don't know. I got a new mic-ish headset-y type thing. Shouldn't be too much different. It's obviously not TeamSpeak anymore. It's all like Discord and whatnot. Let's see. Yeah, it's just different. Like far more advanced. Like I'm working on like the vanilla framework build. These have far more advanced builds these days, so adding a fix here doesn't mean people are gonna commit it to their current builds unless they know well how GitHub works. But that's not my problem. Not my problem. Also want to look at the active protection stuff just to, there's a couple bugs in it. Not bugs, but like can be a bit too difficult. Given that we want to keep, or it was intended for things to be an infantry experience. That's also something to look at. And then I have to decide what else to do with live stream dev stuff. There's some cool stuff. I want to bring back the, if any of you guys remember the Killdozer, I want to redo that script. Got lost on an old hard drive, so I want to bring that back and revamp it. So that might be a fun little project to work on, where we can work on it and then go straight to a server and test it against people. That might be might do a little of that today actually. It's a fun one to work on, where you can see the changes. You can see the carnage right away. Alright, we're finally in. Do they still spawn on the boat here? No, they went to base. Yeah, all good. Oh wow. All the Zeus. All the Zeus are on. Should be able to see. There's our UAV. There's like 15 players. So this guy is a lethal motherfucker with his bombs, and he's silent. All you get maybe is red smoke, and that's it. Oh, this fella's coming in. Is he out here? Where's he at? He's out here. Cool. Very cool. See, this guy with his bombs, this is the problem. There's like, there's Cass up, but there's also these guys. Alright, there's another thing. I'm gonna write this down. Man pads. Like I want players with anti-air missiles to actually be able to hit stuff. Right now, like the enemy air assets are kitted out for like heavy resistance to anti-air, which makes it like not practical to use manpads. They're just too weak. So I'm just gonna pop out of there for a sec. Yeah, we saw like that drone is flying around 10 people on the server with bombs kitted out, so that's not necessarily appropriate. So with this change, that should be fixed, but we also want to reduce the enemy's anti-air, like missile countermeasure in the air when the shooter is on foot, like a manpad, because we want, like, it's kind of nice when players are carrying anti-air missiles to take care of themselves instead of relying on the cast and other things to do stuff for them. This is our script here, AI missile countermeasure. One vehicle is kind of air, so when it's applied to a air vehicle, so this is our block here. This is what we want to look at. What can we do here? This is the bit here that fucks people up, because it's like a super 50% chance of like super, you'll never hit the target 50% of the time, just to give the enemy a bit more survivability. But we don't want more survivability when the shooter has like a manpad. It's already hard enough. Vehicle left 150 is null projectile. Not as null projectile. Random greater than a half. Else spawn. Not as null projectile. What are we doing here? I'm not sure what the intention of this block was. So what's it doing? It's waiting until the projectile is near the vehicle. Or the projectile is null, or the timeout happens. So we basically want to just take this, we'll keep it applied to air vehicles, and then just exclude people on foot. So if there's no object parent instigator, then cool, that's done. So now players with anti-air rockets on their back will be able to actually hit stuff a little bit more. Let's just see what this 500 meter thing is. It's greater than 500 meters. Okay. That should be alright. That should work. I'm happy with that. Okay. That's fixed. So enemy plane, whatever it is, countermeasures less effective against shoulder fired AA to promote infantry gameplay. Shoulder fired AA. Alright. That's sorted. Oh. We can get rid of this. Or we did something about this? Is there a note about it up here? Alright. So we'll add this line up here, sorta like that. I'll just rewrite it. UAVs on at low pop, low player count times do not carry GBU bombs. So that's that. There's also been reports of like UAVs at the defend mission. I thought I had a look at this, so I'm just gonna make sure that it's not an issue. Maybe it was an issue. Yeah, it could have been an issue. Spawn delay. Yeah, maybe it was an issue. Maybe it was an issue. Okay. So there's a 90-second spawn delay for UAVs at the defense. That seems alright. I already looked at that before, so it might just be fixed. Maybe also we'll do the player count. However, we have the all player count variable here, thankfully. So we'll just add a line for that. If greater than 15, then greater than or equal 15, then else, and we'll pull in that block wherever I left it. It was out of sight. There it is. Go over to defend. Don't forget to change our variables from vehicle to UAV. Greater than or equal to 15, else remove the bombs. That's fine. I like that. I like that. Alright. So that's sorted. Add action duplication for remote controlled medics. I haven't seen any issues with that. What we can do is compile the current build and see what it looks like, huh? To do APS difficulty. What was I going to do about APS difficulty? I was going to reduce the reliability of the select get number, vehicle side, type of vehicle, designation. This is false, this is true, select in 1 or 2. What does that even mean? I forget. I'll just go to the server and have a look. See if I can find a that's what I can do. Random chance, system works. System works. 80%, 85%, 90, 90. I don't know, it's not that bad. It's just not that bad. Let's have a look at some of the more recent commands that were added. For ideas that I had. Waypoint lower altitude, that was a cool one. Lock inventory. Problem with this command, like with backpack locking, like this is more cleaner, but you lose the action altogether. You don't actually get to see that a backpack's locked. It's just like it doesn't exist. And I think it's good to see that it, like to be able to try to access it and see that it's locked, than to not be able to access it all. So that's 2.0. What ones do we have here? Pylon Info. I don't have time to do all that like Pylon adjustment script shit. That's those are like big systems, and I don't never have cared about cast that much, so I'm just not gonna do it. Set object scale, I've seen that for a lot of memes, like people flying fish into battle sort of thing, like the blowing up dogs to be large size. What was the most recent one? 2.08? Picture view distance, that's a neat one. Connected UAV unit. I want to see what this is awake stuff is. Give me some performance gains here, but it's just a little unclear what it actually does at the moment. I want to use it, but I just don't want to figure out how to use it. Too much work. I'll figure it out, but it just I'm waiting for someone to feed me an answer. That snow stuff they put in was pretty cool, where you can turn the rain into snow with rain params. It's just not very useful. Like maybe the snow maps would be better with that snow-like effect. Otherwise, it's just a gimmick. Looks stupid. Snow on Altus. 3D sound controller input stuff. That's nice. Draw laser is cool, but like, what can you do with it? That's like for single player stuff. To draw lasers, I mean, you can draw eyes, like laser eyes, but you know, sort of stupid. Just maybe there's a use for it. I was looking at adding it to the active protection stuff just so people can see when it's doing something. So it's like tracking the missile with the laser. But still a lot of work to do. This brake stuff, I mean, we've already used the brakes with the cruise control, the new cruise control stuff. To be able to disable the brakes of a vehicle. You have auto brake. Disable brakes. It's good for towing. Towing's another one. Just a lot of work. And then what's coming up next? Actually, what was before? See what was before. Oh yeah, I wanted to use these two. I wanted to use these two here for AI awareness. Like collating what that enemy drone sees and feeding it to the commander. I wanted to use those two. Probably will, but not yet. Ambient temperature, not much use for me. Add user action event handler. There's some cool, mainly if you can block the existing one. Can you block with the true variable or something? Mission in the real world, you don't tow stuff with a rope. Like, that's just stupid. Like, it rolls in and hits you after you stop. You tow stuff with trailers in the real world, not with ropes. Like, you pull stuff, like you winch stuff out of ditches with ropes, but you don't tow it. So, I've never liked the tow rope thing. Like, it's like a rope's like a safety in case the trailer falls off and it's still attached and it's not going to kill somebody. But in Arma they seem to think ropes are used for towing things, which is just stupid. What we could do is mess around with our. Actually, we're gonna compile the code again. See if I can find. Let's go to our MP missions. Delete the current build. I gotta close Arma, of course, in order to do that. Or is it just the server? Nah, it's Arma. Stupid thing. So we'll close Arma, delete that, relaunch Arma. Yeah, we've already used the cruise control stuff, like that's already done. That's live, playable, yada yada yada, already done. Don't have to worry about it. Unique unit items, that might be good for like might be a more efficient way of in the gear check script with Arsenal, like restricted weapon stuff, but like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So you'd save that sort of command, like unique unit items, for like an optimization update, not for bug fixing update. So we're gonna launch our server with the new build and then just see if everything works as it does. And then we might move on to the Killdozer. Killdozer is hard, like giving it enough health to survive like ridiculous onslaught without just being invincible is a hard thing to do. But we'll give it a go, and then we'll hopefully test it out once it's done. Open this up. Ooh, what was that? All players 15, line 22, spawn UAV. A little script error in our UAV function. Of course, I edit 3 lines and I have a script error. That is the danger. It said line 22, and I just have trouble seeing it at the moment. Yeah, we have a comma before the thing there. Get rid of that comma. Fix our language. Bug fixed. Alright, so that's fixed. Export to multiplayer. Launch our server. Where's my server? There she is. Run. You can see I start the server with a batch file. It's much easier than that TADS program, which fucks a lot of things up. I just use a little batch file with a few lines in it. Like this is it. Just like a command line, and does everything. Don't have to worry about other stuff. Direct, there she is. Alright. So what we're gonna test our UAVs once they're up. Not yet. We'll do some medic stuff. This is the main trick. immersive, I suppose. That bit works. What isn't working is the... I'm just going to record this. Still need to work on Zeus behaviors. Zeus AI behaviors. Hopefully any UAV up. No UAV yet. Oh, they got a little one there. A little darter. We'll delete that. Hopefully they'll spawn a bigger one. This MG tower should be working fine. Should we delete or destroyable? Things, explosives, large IAD. Yep, that looks good. I wanted to do stuff with those platforms, like make some bases and stuff. It's just again, a nice thing to work on, but where do you actually put it, and what do you actually do with it? Just Alright, so that's done. What else did we have in our little to-do list? Pylon countermeasures. We'll just assume that that one's working. APS not working for Zeus. Unit fired projectiles due to the is dedicated check. I fixed that one earlier. We'll test the AI animations. So get some combat lifesavers here. And then we'll just put a dead guy down. Now what happens? Oop, they're not actually mine. There they go. This fella should run up. Still gonna do it, isn't he? Yeah, he's just gonna stand there like a fucking turkey. Alright. Still work to do. Yep, that's still an issue. I've got the line up there anyways. Don't need it there as well. New towing. Don't want to bother with that. Whitelist slots. That can be worked on. It's just not much to look at. Basically, just have to the role selection system here. Basically, just have to create new roles in our config file. I could create a couple whitelist lines here, and then just roll with that. So it just wouldn't be an issue. It'd be pretty straightforward. I'm not gonna work on it on here. What I do want to work on though is our killdozer, and that is something for the editor. So we'll drop the server. What do we want our killdozer to do? We want it to be super... This feels like a terrain for working on tanks with. Alright. So I'll put a guy down. Put a Zeus module down. I don't use Zeus mods or any client-side mods when I'm doing this stuff. Just vanilla, trusty dusty. So, get our Bobcat. There's the Bobcat. I can change its appearance later, but for now we have work to do. So that's our Bobcat. We want it to report. We'll just give it a variable name. Yes, Bobcat equals cursor. It's got a variable name. Come back to Notepad. New script. So what do we want to do? I want the killdozer. Extremely high health. We want, doesn't care how fast it moves. I can do that manually. We want it to destroy stuff in front of it. And then issues I've had in the past with it are people trying to ram it. So I want to have vehicles get repelled like pretty fast from around the sides and back of it. So actually, I can just use that the script I created for like the anti-physics script. I can just use that for the killdozer. Use anti-physics. The issue is like players can't shoot it and kill it easily, so they start ramming it, and then Arma physics takes over and fucks it and flips it. So we don't want that either. We want it just to be a physics and anti-roll system. So for health, let's go. That's our variable name. Add event handler. How are we doing this? How are we gonna do this? How are we going to do this? Handle damage. Where's my other handle damage script? I use a lot of code from past scripts just so I don't have to work as much. So I'll paste some of this in here. Params, damage scale, their old damage. And what sort of scaling do we do? And then these lines here. Edit that in real time. For testing, we also want damage. Damage Bobcat. Once we have a thing on it. And then once it gets down to a certain health, we want to stop it from taking more damage. Just for testing. Damage max 0.9. So whichever one is greater. Min 0.9. I don't even know. Damage min 0.9. That way it won't, for testing it'll stop at 0.9 just so we don't blow up. At least I think we won't blow up. We'll try. We'll take this. This is our Bobcat. Bobcat, damage scale, damage Bobcat, add event handler, looks good. We'll see what's going on with the damage here. So we have the damage coming up there, 0. We'll just use a tank, huh? See what it does. Actually, I'm gonna get hurt if I do this. Player allow damage false. Tanks 200. Alright, let's see what he does. See what sort of damage it happens to me. So I'm already at 0.9 damage, which is a bit strange. Now it's really damaged. Let's see actually what's, great, there it goes. Wasn't supposed to do that. Thanks, tank. So what happened there? Damage scale 1. Selection name. Maybe we won't mess that around just yet. Change the damage scale to 0.05, real low. Get our block in. Alright, she's executed. See what our tank does. It shoots at me. So I'm watching the damage in the top right up there. This is good. This is real good. So what I want is for it to be really strong against some things and really weak against others. Why is there a hole in the ground there? Like I want it to be really strong against casts and tanks, and then really weak against. Alright, now we're injured. Now we're real hurt, 94%. $95. Come on, tank, stop disappearing. 97. Gone. Alright. That took a huge amount of hits. but there's still work to do. Hit part index. Delete our enemy. Get our Bobcat up. And then we gotta have a look at some of the hit parts of it. Alright. Let's see what hit points this vehicle has. So we got hit hull, hit fuel. Let's see what hit fuel does to it. So we need some parts to not be susceptible. Cursor object, set hit fuel 1. And just gather information. Now we can leave it. So we'll go QS array. QS array push back this. Copy to clipboards to QS array. Maybe I'll just leave it as one function though. So we'll get this stuff in here. Spawn another. Couple hits. Alright, that should be good. Should be enough info. Go in here, dump it, and just see what hit points we have. So not a lot of hit points. Just got our light flare points, more light ones. Looking to see what hit points take damage, so that we can then start protecting certain points of the vehicle. This is all our light stuff. Yeah, so these are just, there's actually no lidar flare. We have hit point index, don't we? Okay. Hit part index. After our projectile, so our projectile source, or damage, our source, the projectile, so that's like projectile type, not the actual projectile object. Hit part index is here, so -1. And then the hit, that's the hit point. So 12. Hit R. Part index is 11 for the lidar. So what do we get? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. So now we can start protecting certain hit points. So what do we got? Just pop this out a bit, make it easier to see. It's a real slow way of doing it, but whatever. I don't care about like the light parts getting hit. I want to make sure that the fuel can't be hit too hard though. Just for the purposes of fun. So we're gonna go through and just pop these out. I don't mind if the gun gets hit. Don't really care about the gun. So, hit hull. Maybe we only want hull to take damage. Maybe that's it. Like hit, like we don't want the engine, because we need the engine, obviously. So, that's 0, 1, and 2. So if hit point, wonder why. Wonder why it's just like that. So I can't see where the actual hull is ever taking damage. Just like light. And then sometimes it's just blank, just total damage. You get by total damage. Yeah, LiDAR, flare, light, nothing useful. So, we want to make sure our fuel doesn't take damage. And we'll just do that in here. So, 0, 1, 2. If hit part index in 1, 2, then scale is 0, so it takes no damage. Sometimes it reports nothing. And we'll if instigator is kind of plain, it's kind of air, then we'll give it like super resistance. Yeah, so we'll just do scale equals, 0.01 or something. Just Bobcat damage scale air. We'll check that in. So how's our killdozer going? Actually, I'm just going to change this name to killdozer, since it is no longer a Bobcat. Whatever. Alright, that's done. Killdozer damage scale. Killdozer. That. If instigator Get that. Instigator. We do have to make it like landmines, gotta be able to take damage. So I just reset that array. Reset the damage to 0. Wonder how much damage this is gonna do. Large IED. Yeah, it caused some damage. Get AT mine. Gather that info. Come back here. Okay. This is going better than I thought. So what do we see? Yeah, so we got hit hull. Maybe we don't want any of those hit selections. Maybe all we want is just damage. But we don't want visual. We do want visual damage. So we'll just see if the hull is what. So vehicle player, set damage 0.7. Give it some damage. But now we will set hit. No, that's not the right one, is it? It's this one. Hit hull point. If we set that one to 0. Okay, the hull is now 100%, but we're still displaying damage. So maybe I don't want... Maybe I just only want... So, if hit part index is not equal to -1, then scale is 0. That way the -1s still come through. But our damage stays fine. So we're going to try this. Get out of this one. She served her purpose. Get our bobcats. I think you misheard one. I think I said something like, maybe it's easier than I thought, or maybe it's better than I thought, or simpler. I thought this part was going to be hard, but it's actually not turning it to be that hard. All right. Now we'll see what happens. We got our tank again. Because like when this is on the server, there's going to be 4+ people with tanks shooting at it. So it's got to be able to survive some hits. But not be invincible. So what we're looking for here is it to take damage, but not have any of our hit selections take damage, like our engine or fuel line. Like you just want general overall damage, not part damage. Alright, so there we go. We got some visible damage, that's what we want. Did it just change? That's alright. 78. Ooh, that hurt. Alright, so it did take... easy there. Okay. Bulldozer damage scale. Wants to take minimal air damage, so it just can't be cast to death. Maybe it does need a gun. Maybe it does need a gun. We want it to have a pretty gun, like a laser beam, not a, you know. Alright, so we got our quite strong tank. Get hit. Damage scale air, taking no air damage. Now what? It's not quite done. We want it to take damage from landmines. So what are the commonalities? Is it remote? Is it remote? So there's remote in all these. Urban remote. Air. Yes. Killdozer. Scale. Mine is maybe 0.1. Better against landmines. Something like that. Mine. So what do we got? That thing. Okay. The AT mine. See what this feels like to the tank. Nah, that's not right. Too low. Way too low. We also have to display the damage somehow. How do we do that? I guess with the map marker, huh? Display with a map marker. Use... Yeah, okay. We still have to... I'm going to get to that function. I will stop this for a moment.